What is going on, guys? It's Toby here and welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Today we're going to be finishing up solely to get ready for the dynos. So part of this preparation is to check my port injection fuel lines to make sure that I don't have any leaks in my custom-made AN fittings, and I'm also going to be installing this new factory catch can. Let's install this new factory catch can because I got a check engine light. One of my barbs actually broke off when we were installing the Whipple, so my buddy G was pulling on the brake booster off the stock intake manifold and his elbow ended up hitting this hose, snapping off the barb very clean. So we're going to replace this right now, and then we're going to check the fuel lines for leaks. If there are any leaks, then we'll take the AN fittings apart and redo them. So hopefully there aren't, you know, that's my craftsmanship right there, but you do make mistakes. We'll see. This thing is gonna be pretty cake. So we got two holes, and then if you all see, there's one of the screws down there. I already got it loose. The only one I'm concerned about is the one inside of there. That might be a little bit difficult to get to. Factory catch can is being an absolute pain to replace, so I loosened up those bolts and it doesn't seem like it wants to come out. It has a connection on the bottom and I have no clue how you get to that without dropping the entire subframe. But anyways, we need to check out my AN fittings for the port injection that I set up. So you all saw the tutorial of me putting that stuff together. Now it's time to put it to the test and see if any of it is leaking. Hopefully not though. So I'm gonna show you all how you can test fuel system leaks without actually starting the car. And that comes in handy because the last thing you want to do is start a car with a fuel system leak and then have the car go up in flames, you know, kaboom. You know what happens when fuel hits something very hot like an engine. Phil once saw me do the AN fittings on Sally, and that was a minute ago. So Gino and I grinded that out the night before a track day. We got it completely done. We only ever had one leak on that car. So let's see if we have one leak on here or more. This is similar to jumpering the fuel pump control module like I do in Sally. I don't know where it is on this car because I'm not too familiar with Camaros like that. I'm more Mustang oriented, but I do know that if you floor the gas and hit the brake at the same time and then hit the ignition, the car won't start and it will build pressure in the fuel lines. So kind of like this. So basically that just built up a whole bunch of fuel pressure in the lines. We'll test for leaks now or just like visually inspect. Everything looked good besides one of my AN fittings. It's on the bottom of that tee-off, which I don't know if y'all can see. So I'll have to redo that tomorrow before I go on the dyno just to ensure that I don't have any leaks. Looking at the other side, I didn't see any other leaks there. I mean, you feel it. Oh wait, maybe? No, that is leftover fuel that I spilled earlier when I disconnected that line to take out this, but yeah, you definitely would feel it. So what I would do is just like prime it like that, or if you have a buddy, have your buddy do it, and then you watch all the lines you make. That right there was the line that was leaking. So on this side, I just pulled out the entire assembly that I have just to triple check everything. Nothing else leaked, so 78, that's a pretty good conversion rate, or 7 for 8. So let's hope that this is the fix and that I don't have to fix any more of the hoses and that they don't have any more leaks. So I just got a new AN fitting. This should be the final deal here, and then we'll test again for leaks and do an oil change for the dyno. Good news, I ran the same exact test as yesterday and we have 0 leaks now. So everything is ready for the dyno port injection wise, and the fueling, let's do an oil change. Oil does look pretty good. Those bubbles right there are just aeration, they're not metal chunks. And then we're sending another sample off to Blackstone Labs because they recognize me. I didn't say anything, and they wrote me a note about Soli and how they want to test the oil 2 more times. So why not? I got my other sample right over there. And now we can fill this thing up with some more oil. I'm filling up right now with VR1 20W50, and this stuff is blue. Like, this is the weirdest thing ever. I'm not making this up. And I looked it up. Apparently it's dyed blue for whatever reason, but yeah, I've never seen that before. So it caught me off guard. I was like, wait, is this the right stuff? Am I putting like automatic transmission fluid in my oil? Just to show you all that it's like really blue. It's so odd. This morning I had a small leak at the T and I literally could not chase down the problem, and it turned out I needed a new T. So I'm glad that I was meticulous about checking everything, but now we can actually head to the tuner. I'm a little bit late, but it is what it is, man. I had to get the car 100% before committing to such a long distance Miami drive. Oh, come on now. What's up with this jack stand? I guess we're gonna give it the first start on this new fuel system. Oh, I had my foot on the gas. Let's get it out fast. Letting it it sit in the sun for just a second because a lot of that, you know, leaking fuel that I had when I was taking the lines off, readjusting them, redoing them, is burning off the headers. And it doesn't smell good. I don't like the smell. And for another reason why I don't want to drive like that is because if it's burning off, I think the smoke is normal, which it is, because when you spill stuff on the headers, it'll burn it off the motor, whatever. But I want to be able to tell if there's actually a fire going on and not just, you know, residual fuel getting burned off the headers. So that's why I'm letting it evaporate in the sunlight for just a second. That's kind of what I was talking about. So burning all that off, and it's just not good. So I'm letting it evaporate. Here goes nothing, I guess. We're gonna be taking it to the gas station with the fire extinguisher. So this is nerve-wracking. Like, you know, same thing when I did this in Sally. I was very, very nervous with Gino. And we pulled over a lot. We checked the fuel lines, and hopefully it's the same deal here where we triple check our work and everything is okay. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, if it starts leaking, I'll know immediately. This is stressful. I guess the next stop here is the tuner. Obviously, you can't look in the engine bay for leaks while you drive, but what I'm doing is I'm watching the fuel rail pressure on HP tuners. So if I have a leak, obviously that'll drastically drop because we're cruising at 1300 PSI right now. So that's how I'm watching it from here. If I see it drop, I will literally pull over immediately, but it hasn't so far, and we only have, what, 30 minutes left of the drive. I already completed a successful 40 minutes of the drive. Last shot before Sully gets on the dyno here. I am pretty freaking nervous, but what's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. I think while we wait for Kelvin to do his thing, we're gonna check out another shop around here. Jesus, Drew. What? You're gonna do it right now? Two-step?
Yeah.
All right, ready? Yeah. What the heck? Oh my God. Sounds like a machine gun firing.
Funny.
This two-step isn't. It didn't shoot flames this time. The car's only actually at 7 PSI right now, and I'll explain why in just a second, but I wanted to show you all a hit. So this is like the second hit that I've done. I did a test hit one time to make sure that everything looked okay on the log, and we're gonna do a real hit so you guys can see exactly what happened. And I'll also explain what happened at the dyno too, but once we get to this straight, I will nail it. You guys ready to see what a 500 wheel looks like in a Whipple Camaro? Or 580 wheel, more like 600, but this is still pump gas. All right, we're gonna do it. But I'm not gonna hold it long because I'm not trying to get pulled over out here. There's lots of cops, but watch the speedometer. As you all can probably tell, this thing has some get up and go for only 7 pounds of boost. It's gonna be fast on 14 pounds. Oops, I don't think I was supposed to say that, by the end of this week. So yeah, definitely gonna need a tire because there's no way this thing is gonna hook. If you guys are wondering why it only made 580 wheel, and I'll include the dyno run, I actually wasn't there. I flew to Detroit for my buddy's car meet, the one that passed away, Keegan. So unfortunately I couldn't be there for the actual dyno run. But as you can see, we're on a 375 pulley, and this only makes 10 pounds of boost, or I meant 7 pounds of boost. I thought it made 10 pounds of boost, but I had a rude awakening when I found out that it only made 7. So right now we have the car dialed at 7 pounds of boost, 93 octane, and then I actually have to send my port injection controller back because this thing is not working. So this is having an issue with getting too hot, and I mounted it exactly where they told me to, and apparently it needs some sort of software update because when it gets too hot, it locks itself out. So we gotta send this back, and then we'll have functional port injection, and then I'll pulley down to a 325 this week and go back on the dyno, or actually a 3.0 pulley, and we should make 14 pounds of boost and somewhere near 900 wheel horsepower in this car. So this has to be sent back. We got to change the pulley, and then we'll make big power. But tomorrow I'm going to test out what this car can do with 7 pounds of boost. It feels pretty quick. And let's take some guesses down in the comment section below right now as to what you guys think it's going to run on 7 pounds of boost with a cam. I think it'll probably run a low 11 on the street and possibly a high 10 at the track. And 60 to 130 wise, I think it'll do like a 7-second 60 to 130. I don't know, boys. It's pretty quick. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. I hope you all enjoyed seeing the car on the dyno, making some hits. Now you all are going to see it in action on the actual performance side of things.